The students are having a lesson on citizenship.
I want to think what Britishness means to you.
Is British a religion?
God.
So, Miss, I don't know what to write about.
Are you proud to be British?
Yeah.
Very, very proud.
Do you feel British?
A little bit.
Drink your tea and like pinky up.
Hey guys, thank you very much again for joining us. Today we'll be following this very important piece of news that was carried on Mail Online. Is segregation, racial segregation creeping to British schools? That's the disturbing claim from increasing number of teachers and parents who say the importing from America of critical race theory, or CRT, is teaching 7-year-olds that they're racist. Okay? Now, this is a problem that has been going on now for some time. And basically, it's being imported from America. But in Britain, they have now upped the ante. They are now, just look at this. If they started offering classes to black children only, then soon we could be looking at black-only days out, black-only lunch sittings, or white children standing up in class to admit a killed. Just think about that. That is pretty crazy. Earlier this month, the father of two received a WhatsApp message from the primary school in Leftview, Westwell, blah, 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 that is jail attendance, sent by the Inclusion and Anti-Racism group at Colford Primary School to hear for parents. Okay? It invites all blacks and black heritage children to join 2 hours online session every Saturday morning. Now, most of these activities, we'll go through the whole article, but most of these activities, they're inviting black kids and excluding white kids. Okay? That's a big concern right there. I mean, just look at this. The message explained the aim is to accelerate progress in reading and writing whilst also developing the children's knowledge of Black history and culture. Now, what this is saying is that what this is not telling you is that they're sneaking all this grab here, Black history and culture, and then telling you that it's to help them to improve their reading and writing. Well, they can do that by learning English language in science, social science, history, and all that. So they're actually trying to sneak in the left-wing propaganda, left-wing ideas into schools, basically. So it has nothing to do with reading and writing. I mean, all this you could teach in social science and history. So you can forget about this reading and writing and at the same time developing the children's knowledge. No, you can forget about that. That's crazy. Some people are asking, why is this becoming more and more of a problem in the England, British schools? Well, again, like I said previously, this thing is being imported from the US. You remember George Floyd was murdered in 2020 by a white police officer. And then after that, there were riots, there were protests, there were looting, burning. I mean, there was chaos. I mean, still, even now, in some parts of, in a lot of a big portion of the United States, they're having this problem, especially in blue states where they are being run by these left-wing politicians. But this sort of accelerate from that incident when George Floyd was murdered. And then after those riots, and so it's now being pushed by political activists in England into schools. It gained traction in 2020 following the murder of George Floyd. Okay? Since then, the subsequent protests, an increasing number of British schools, as well as companies, public bodies, universities, and organizations are now adopting anti-racism. They're viewing this as an anti-racist policies that everyone should adopt. Okay? So make sure you're adopting this, because they're telling you this is good for you, even though we all know it's very destructive for our school, for our youth. It's divisive. It's excluding others from participating and taking part in activities. So this one thing about this critical race theory is that is the idea of white privilege. You as a white person, you are expected to stand up and confess your guilt. Okay? Because of your whiteness, you have benefited from it, of being white. I mean, think about that. Think about what Martin Luther King said. He said, I have a dream that one day people will be judged by the character, okay, of the person, but not the skin, and not the skin, the color of the skin. Even some of these folks that are pushing this left-wing craziness, they don't even consider Martin Luther King's stance even an option. This can include terms such as white privilege that claim white people benefit in society simply from being white, okay? Which means if you are white, you benefited from your whiteness. They're so far away from that. And that is like 60 years on after Martin Luther King's time. They are now coming out saying that if you are white, you have to apologize. You have to pay for your dues from what you did, from what your parents, grandparents did in the past. Even though nobody is a slave today, but that's exactly what it's coming. Just this week, the campaign group Don't Divide Us published a paper examining the teaching material provided by third-party organizations who operate in schools. Analysis found that 48 out of 49 of them promoted critical race theory as fact. Okay? So we have a group they have a group there called Don't Divide Us, and they have gone through the material and they found 48 out of 49 of these left-wing groups are operating in the schools pushing this CRT. In turn, these bodies were listed as working with some 135 schools across the country. 9 were pushing this critical race theory graph. This organization that promoting this CRT The influence extends to reshaping the curriculum to the point that they are now reshaping education from the top down. From the top down. If you've got everyone from the Department of Education to exam boards, teaching unions and school authorities, all endorsing this critical race theory inspired narrative, then the teaching profession is being reshaped. That is very, very true. It's very, very true. If you have people within the system itself that are pushing this, and they're in charge of writing the syllabus and the curriculum and books and materials that are used in these schools, well, basically what they're doing is they are reshaping, and they're deciding what your kids are supposed to be learning in schools. And so when they push the Black culture and Black history, that's what they expect you to, or your kids to learn. It's that symbol. And so, in a sense, I think the UK, the British school system, educational system it's evolving, because a lot is happening in the UK. I mean, you can just watch on the news. It's everywhere, the chaos they're having over there. It's crazy. That's dangerous, because we are bringing up children that don't think like we do, because they are being fed something else, not history, not math, not science, not Christianity, not religion. There's no discussion around this concept. It's basically just, you will believe this or you are racist. Okay, that's also important, because some of the people, they will call you Islamophobic or racist if you don't accept their ideas, if you do not comply with what they're trying to push on your kids and the society at large. Let me just stress this. This is not just happening in England, in the British schools. This is happening in many countries, especially in the West. I think it's happening in France. I think it's happening in New Zealand, maybe. It's definitely happening in Canada. I'm not sure about Sweden, because Sweden at the moment, if you are following the Swedish news, Sweden at the moment is being run down by a huge influx of immigrants. I mean, Sweden is not Sweden like we used to remember from before. No. Sweden today has been captured. Okay, guys, thank you very much again. That's all we've got for today. And just make sure that you are aware of the situation, and especially around your kids. Make sure you are involving yourself in your kids' education, right? And I don't know what the level of engagement of parents there in the UK, but in the US, they have groups, parent groups, mothers, fathers, everybody's getting involved. So I hope they're doing the same in England, making sure that the CRT is brought to a stop, because it will eventually destroy the Great Britain. So again, thank you very much for joining us for today. And make sure you like, subscribe, and also share with your friends, It's very important that we are putting out our viewpoints on these issues as conservatives. Again, I will see you later. Thanks.